Greetings everyone, here we are with another delightful video. This time it's another catch-up video for various now just past quasi-new edition. Okay, this happens to be Gods and Magic for Pathfinder Second Edition Legacy, or the original Pathfinder Second Edition. This currently is on sale on Amazon for the $27 now, which makes it a decent deal if you are particularly a person who plays classic or legacy Pathfinder Second Edition. This book largely covers deities, their domains, and magic, as the title of the book says. It normally MSRPs for $34.99. However, at some point in the future, Paizo pretty much is, I think they have cut off the supply of new books because this is OGL product. So whatever's out there is probably going to be what's out there. So if you truly want to get into Pathfinder Second Edition and have books for it, the original one, you can go ahead and pick this one up. Please note that Divine Mysteries for Pathfinder Second Edition Remaster, or the new core version of Pathfinder Second Edition. It's weird that Paizo and Wizards of the Coast went with core as their denotation of the new current version of a previous edition kind of situation. But after all, those two companies have a lot of people that they share back and forth. Some of the people who did work at Wizards of the Coast recently worked at Paizo previously, and they also happen to have still some people on the current Wizards of the Coast staff that also worked at Paizo. So it doesn't entirely shock me that they're going to be swapping back and forth a lot of terminology and concepts, because they're basically cooking from the same groups of people going back and forth. So this is not a terribly thick book. As you can see, it's a hardcover, but I do believe there's a softcover version of this. To note, the vast majority of the time, I mean vast majority, but not always, usually this label denotes the legacy version of Pathfinder Second Edition. As we open the cover, it's a fairly good quality cover. You have a blue inside. This is not a consistent color for all books for this edition of Pathfinder. We have the title page, which is duplicate of the cover. We have three major gods in the bottom alcoves. We have a nice table of contents here with a short paragraph, or in some cases longer paragraph, that's describing what is in that section. As you can see, there is an overview section starting at page 6. There's gods of the inner sea, demigods and other deities at 72. So 10 is gods of the inner sea, 72 is demigods and other deities. On page 92, you have prophecies and spirituality, at 92, characters options at 102, feats starting at 104, you have spells on 106, domains at 112, items and weapons at page 120, and the appendixes start at 124, and the glossary index starts at 134. As per usual, there's a nice piece of banner art and another deity on the side here. A full page of multiple deities potentially hostily interacting with Lamashtu, the mother of monsters and mutants. We got, as I said before, our overview page here. We have this nice little drop-down indicator that denotes which chapter or section we are in. It covers over some rules elements. Please note that alternative domain information is right here to give you a heads up on it. We have a expanded domain initiative feat, splinter fate feat, changing faith rules, divine intervention information, a new background raised by belief, favored weapons, theme templates, it's for that character, using entries, core deities, other deities, and more. We have our pages of deity information. They happen to have the very nice, they have the name of the deity up here, their symbol, the image of a deity, of the deity right here. They have a little list of information, whether it's the deity is lawful, good, or neutral, or whatever. Their title, what domains they rule over, the realm, allies, enemies, temples, or like typical temples for, say, Abadar are banks, cathedrals, and courthouses. It lists oftentimes the most common people that worship said deity. Sacred animals related to the deity. Divine abilities, which is basically a divine ability, which is constitution or intelligence. In the case of Abadar. Alternate domains, which is duty. And it goes over a quick bit of history about the deity, divine interventions, what the deity kind of likes to do when it needs to step in to help. And you continue on from there. Same patterns. The artwork, name, the title, all the basic information, divine interventions, and so forth. And we continue through there. That pretty much covers the entirety of the beginning half of the book. You have a good variety of deities in this book. Both good and evil, as well as neutral. Fast flipping. If you want, you can reduce speed on video so you can look more closely at each one of the deities' entries. I do believe I upped the resolution, so as long as the camera focuses on properly, you should be able to make out or read a good bit of stuff if you slow the video down to half speed, or at least look at the details of the deities. Then we have the section on other demigods and other deities. These are mostly lesser entities, such as various archdevils, queens of the night, and more. Demon lords. The eldest. Elemental lords. Imperial lords, the horsemen, monitor demigods, outer gods and great old ones, such as the King in Yellow, right here. I believe that happens to also be the symbol they use for the King in Yellow for Call of Cthulhu. Usually most companies change the symbol for themselves. Philosophies and spirituality section here. Talking about the Dwarven Pantheon, listing out the Dwarven Pantheon, the Elven Pantheon, the God Claws, and more. Esoteric Order of the Palatine Eye, God Calling. Green Faith, Laws of Morality. Pharisees and I cannot pronounce those two words as well as that one. Yet again, same issues. Atheists and free agents. Weirdly enough, the concept of atheism, I believe it or not, I'm an atheist, but the concept of atheism in worlds or realities where gods are real and can in fact change reality or grant miracles and stuff like that is an absurdity in itself. Atheism is fundamentally the default state belief that there is in fact no gods in existence. Agnosticism is the belief that there might be gods. I am just not certain if they which ones exist and where they are. They might be gods. There might not be gods. I don't know if they're out there. Atheism is like, no, there's no fucking gods. Okay? Seriously. Skip the title section here. This happens to be character options right here. It explains spells, domains, domain spells, items and weapons, appendix. You have various feats here for various other characters. You have your divine feats, your general skill, and so forth. In the feats category, you got battle prayer, bless tonic, bless toxin, blessed blood, charlatan, environmental grace, evangelize, which is an action in itself, mortal healing, numb to death, sacred defense, sacred key, which is a monk feat, sanctify water, cynicism or something like that. I can't make up. Cynicism? That's not cynicism with a C. It's a syncretism or something like that. We have new spells such as Acid Storm, Acid Burst, Agitate, Animus Mine, Anticipate Peril, Befuddle, Brand, the Impatient, Chilling Spray, Cup of Dust, Endure, Exodus, Exodicious Excavation, Feast of Ashes, Fungal Hype, Gravity Well, Ill Omen, Iron Gut, Liberating Command, Message Rune, Paranormal or Paraboral Shroud, Reflect Scales, Share Lore, Scattering Gem, Shifting Sands, Shockwave, Transformers, Robots in Disguise, Snow the Way, Sloth Skin, Temporary Tool, Tether, Time Beacon, Whirling Scavers. And then we have the section on domains, which as you have here is you got change, cold, decay, delirium, dust, duty, glyph, lightning, plague, repose, sorrow, soul, star, swarm, time, vigil, void, wormkin. And then we have magic items. All very interesting items. A lot of them are largely tied to specific deities or themes within deities. You have the nice little appendix for the ancient Orcine gods, the archdevils, the demon lords, along with their alignment acceptance, titles, dominions, cleric spells that they grant, favored weapons, and so forth. Divine ability, divine skill, divine font, key edicts, and key anathemas. Key edicts and anathemas are really important. However, if you're really going for optimization, the other details are really handy to have on hand. You got your dwarven gods, your eldest gods, your elemental lords, elven gods, imperial gods, horsemen, monitor demigods, other gods, outer gods, and great old gods. Queens of the night, Siriskian gods, Tian gods, or from Tian Jia. Vuldrea gods. That sounds something along the lines of the gods of India. And then we have this handy dandy glossary here. Yet again, if you want to, you can slow down the video and actually read it carefully. And then we have the back end of the book, advertising Lost Omens World Guide, which I think I already covered previously. And there we go. And we have yet another reuse of that same piece of art we had a few pages back. Overall, if you're going to be a game master and going to run classic Pathfinder Second Edition, this is a book to pick up for you, particularly if you're playing in the worlds of Golarion, but also if you want to have a option to opt in various deities into your setting of various domains and domain spells. Awesome. As a player, this book is still fairly useful. There's a bunch of spells in here specific to various domains you might want to use for your character, as well as important information relating to the various deities. If you are going to run or play Pathfinder Second Edition Remaster, the new version or the current version, as of 2020, late 2023, 2024, Divine Mysteries will be the book for you. But if you don't have Divine Mysteries and still need the information for the deities, this book will still be useful for you for Pathfinder Remaster. It's just a lot of the stuff got updated for Divine Mysteries, as well as a whole bunch of new class features and extra stuff that got put into that book. I will cover that book when I get really going at this again. So I just ran into a whole bunch of issues, and I just ran out of time and energy, and I basically had to go to work, wake up super early to take care of a bunch of stuff, get home from work, get to work, get home from work late, do a bunch of stuff because I had to make sure I can get up super early because I had to run out and take care of a bunch of things and get back. But overall, for Pathfinder Second Edition Legacy, I do say that this book is in that 3.25 or 3.5 zone, on the positive, strong side of that. So, depending on if you use Golarion, the value improves to a 3.5 or maybe creeps up to 3.65. If you don't use Golarion at all, you don't use their gods, this drops down to a 3.25. It's still in the worth it category. It's just not super high priority. I would still go with the bestiary books before this and the monster cards. The monster cards are really darn useful when you need stuff as a game master. This book is helpful though. So there you go. Thank you very much for watching. If you enjoyed this video or this book, you can go ahead onto my channel, and I actually have a playlist of a whole bunch of different Pathfinder Second Edition stuff. You can go through that playlist to watch any other of my videos. You can subscribe to the channel because I will continue to cover Pathfinder Second Edition, as well as Dungeons and Dragons, as well as Starfinder, as well as the OSR such as Lion and Dragon and various other systems, or Crimson Dragon Slayer and stuff like that, and much more. And I also continue to cover, say, Shadowrun, Call of Cthulhu, and various other systems as well. So overall, this book is a pretty good book. Overall, it's not super thick. If you get this book on sale, the better. If it's really high in price, it starts tipping in towards that area where you might as well just go to Archives of Nethys for a lot of the base information. Archives of Nethys, by the way, only has the basic information, like the item, the basic information for the item, the basic information for the feats, the basic information for spells, stuff like that. It does not have the lore or the more in-depth information relating to things. So if you want more depth, the book is the option. If you want just the bare bones mechanics, Archives of Nethys. Okay? So Have a delightful day, a nice night, a wonderful week, and a magnificent month, and see you next time. Ciao.